Hey, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're here to talk to you about the very interesting, and I think it kind of polarized a few people, but mostly the reception was really good for Arrival.
Yes. We just watched Arrival now. It's been out since, what, September?
November,
yeah.
And this is something that was all on our must-see list for this year, at least before we did our top 10 list, which we will do. It's coming soon.
But regardless, we've been looking forward to Arrival. Through a matter of circumstances, we had not seen Arrival
until tonight.
We finally got to it. What did you think, Jonathan?
You know what? I'm a really big fan of Denis Villeneuve.
Or I think it's Denis Villeneuve. But
yeah, Villeneuve.
Butcher his name, who cares?
Anyways, great director. Really enjoyed Prisoners.
Right.
Loved Sicario.
As you can see in our review, we love Sicario. 5s out of 5.
It's the only one that's ever gotten a 5 out of 5.
From all four of us, yeah.
Great movie. And I think that really just set the bar for my expectations going into this.
Right.
I was expecting a really methodical alien movie, something maybe a little bit different.
Right.
And I heard going into this it was very ambiguous.
Right.
It was interesting the message it was trying to send.
Yeah.
And I have to say, now that I've seen it, I don't think it's quite as good as Sicario. Overall, it's a very good movie. It's great. I'll say it's a great film.
Right.
It's very ambiguous. It doesn't spoon feed you all the answers.
Certainly not, since it's just cut and dry. Here's the information. Do with what you will with it.
Right.
Try your best to understand it.
I can also see someone saying the screenplay here would be a little weird and maybe a little choppy until the end happens.
Yes.
And
this is spoilers. Tell them what happened.
Spoiler. We can tell you what happened, but before we do that,
this is a spoiler discussion, not your regular review.
You know, there's no point. Everyone knows the movie's good. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, I was probably gonna go ahead and give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Okay. Well, that being said,
regardless, we love the movie. Thought it was great.
Let's jump into the thing that everyone wants to talk about: the ending. What? So basically, if you don't know the plot of this movie, you probably do if you're watching this video.
Right.
Is that aliens come down to Earth in 12 different spaceships around the Earth.
Right.
And everyone's trying to figure out, what are they doing here? What do they want? How do we talk to them?
Right.
And the whole entire film is just focusing on how do we talk to them.
Yeah, the communication between us and them. And that's where they bring in Amy Adams' character, a linguist who does her best to try and communicate with these aliens, and the relationship that the aliens have with Amy Adams' character. And that's one thing I really loved about the movie. Amy Adams in general, phenomenal actress, but I love the relationship that you see between the two, and how that grows and how it affects her. You see over the timeline of the movie how she's being affected by these aliens just being around them.
Right, it's almost like she's getting
to where she starts dreaming in their language even.
Yeah, it gets really, really trippy.
Right.
So they're trying to understand what this language is and getting all these different translations, and they're finally able to speak with them rudimentary.
Right. You know, basic language, basic communication.
And throughout the film, you see different little tidbits. It looks like flashbacks at first.
We even start the film with a flashback, or what we believe to be a flashback, because it's the first thing we see, and then it looks like a time jump.
Right, and we're just like, okay, what? And alright, so this is what it appeared to be from the get-go. Right. I'm sorry, I said that we jump right into the ending, but you kind of have to give this context to really explain the ending.
Technically, we begin with the ending.
Okay, so basically, oh god, alright. So, if you were to watch this movie probably from like the hour to the hour and a half mark, this is what you think happened.
Right.
This is what you think happened. You think that there was a mother who was a professor and she fell in love with this guy, and basically they have a daughter together, they get separated, the husband and her, and then she loves this daughter, she goes to love her, and then she gets cancer, looks like breast cancer. In her mid to late teen years.
Right, and dies.
And she passes away. And then it immediately cuts that to just her really depressed attitude at a university. I think it was Cornell that she was at, some sort of major university, and that's when everyone gets the news about the aliens. But it's from it there, that's what you think it's going to, that she's coping with her guilt, and these aliens are kind of going into her emotions. Now at the end, basically before they leave,
go ahead. Sorry.
I guess set the context of what's happening at the end. Long story short, basically, the entire world has different perceptions of what's going on regarding these alien spaceships, and the major countries such as China, Russia, and the
We'll
U.S.
talk about China in a
UK,
second.
yeah, are just examining these ships, and they're like, whoa.
Right. Everyone's having their different take
Right.
on what are they doing,
And
what can we get from them.
early on, all the information between these countries have been shut down because they don't want to give any information.
Yeah, everyone's very hostile towards each other because, a new threat,
Right.
they
So
don't know how to analyze
basically, China gives the aliens an ultimatum once they learn to speak in their language, basically
Right.
saying, if you don't leave Earth in 24 hours, we will declare war on you.
it. Yes, dude, China stirred up so much. I
And
hate China.
And then the rest of the Asian continent decides to bandwagon.
Yep, China,
We had
Russia, Pakistan,
Pakistan.
all bandwagoning against the world. So fire on these aliens. Dude, they suck.
And they're just like urging the world, the rest of everyone wants to destroy these aliens, and
Yeah.
they're trying to pull out all the government officials from the alien sites to prevent any conflict of interest.
Right.
And then Amy Adams finally gets to talk to the aliens for one more time
Yes.
after talking to them before.
Yes.
And this time, instead of being separated from a glass wall like she had been through the entirety of the movie,
Right.
she finally gets inside. and
She
has
finally
an
gets to
conversation.
interact with these aliens on
And
a
this-
face-to-face conversation. She gains something from their interaction, and then
she
she
finally
actually
understands the language.
She learns the language, and she sort of just access the. This is
Okay,
weird.
so
Yeah.
basically, once she gathers this language, she learns that the flashbacks she has been having are not flashbacks. These are not flashbacks. These are memories that she had no idea what the hell they were. She thought they were
Right.
dreams that she was having.
Right.
Turns out they're visions of the future.
Glimpses of the future of her future child, her future husband, the future cancer, the future dying of her daughter. All because she learns that this language is what is it? It's what's the word they used?
The universal
It's
language.
the universal language, and that universal language allows you to look at different portions of time. That's how she knew this man's dying wife's last words, and how
that's what she basically told. Basically,
told
she
the
had a
Chinese-
memory.
Yeah.
She looked into her memory about 2 years in the future and saw that the world was unified under one global government. It looked like.
Yeah.
And she's talking. The Chinese president or general comes up to her and says to her, "Hey, I knew something was different. You did something different when you called me 18 months ago." And she gets the information from him to figure out what she needs to do in the present time.
Yeah.
Because time is not linear. We learned that.
Mm-hmm.
It can be just picked up from any certain time period. So it's very strange. But long story short,
it's at that point where I started realizing, okay, something's up, something's weird, and I just started losing the plot. But then I focused back in, and I thought, wow, this is really interesting.
it's really crazy. But long story short, they remembered the future to solve the problems of the present.
Okay, that phrase right there, remembering the future, is a little...
I love it.
It's a little weird at
It's
first.
crazy though.
But yeah, after analyzing
Right.
all that future to present nonsense, really, it's just a really interesting perspective on solving your problems now. with
So the
future.
film basically ends where they solve the problem. The aliens depart. They have the new universal language, and the rest of her life plays out.
As we saw it in the flashbacks towards the beginning.
And that's pretty much it. The reason why they came is because they knew in 3,000 years they were going to need us, and that's it.
Yeah, they were going to need humanity's help, so they decided to help us now by giving us the universal language that they knew.
And that's it. That's all we know. There we go. I mean, really, this movie isn't about the big finale, but rather the build-up to the finale.
Right.
And what
technically, we already
message
knew what the
is.
finale was, but except until the end.
Yeah, it was just a mind-blowing experience. And, it wasn't... I'm not disappointed by this film at all. It was a great film. I really enjoyed it. I just didn't feel quite as impacted by it as Sicario, that was just such a straight-up, more grounded in reality.
Right. I mean, even though Arrival was very grounded, you and I were talking about this.
the political aspects.
Yes, I love the political aspects, the way that they're trying to see how everyone treats the alien presence. How does the government treat it? How does the media treat this? What do people think in general? What does society think? Just the way that the government talks to the media and the media presents the aliens. Like we saw over the course of the movie, like things leak from the government. The pictures, the first words from the alien, those leaked to the media, and we were figuring out like how did that even happen, and I was surprised how
I love the
invested I was.
We had separatists that try to blow up the ship at some one point.
I was so invested. I remember being so mad when China left the group of information. When China declared war on the aliens, I was so mad.
I was like, China, look what you did.
I was like personally invested in these politics, and that was really cool that under these circumstances that aliens came, could I finally be invested in politics? I guess that says something about me.
Exactly. I have to say, just some final thoughts, I guess, before we wrap it up.
Sure.
This movie was very small in its plot, but very big in themes and underlying symbolism. And this is a very human movie about aliens.
That's weird.
It's weird, but it's very true. It focuses on, how things in our past, maybe in our present, affect everything in our life and shape who we are, and it's very interesting. But guys, if you haven't seen Arrival, I recommend that you at least give it your time.
Please do.
It's really cool, and especially with the Oscars coming up, I have no doubt this is going to be on the nomination list for something.
I'm guessing I'm gonna get. Wait, all right. What are you thinking? I'm thinking screenplay
and Best Picture, maybe.
Maybe Best Picture. I'm thinking definitely screenplay. I'm thinking maybe score. Johan Johansson did a great job in the score, because I know every time the score came on, I was either freaked out, I was very uncomfortable, or I could see something like huge and grandiose. So I'm gonna say screenplay, and I'm gonna say score.
I'm gonna agree with you there, but So overall, guys, how did you like our discussion? We're gonna start doing more often, hopefully. Just talk about certain movie news or maybe analysis of films that
whatever we find interesting.
Or heck, guys, even if you like something and you want to let us know, and like, hey, we want to see a video about that, let us know in the comments, please. We're here for you. Especially since we don't have a whole lot of you guys watching, so
we need more, y'all.
If we will see your comment and we will respond to it.
I'll do it. He'll do it.
Well, you'll get like a grand slam.
John won't do it because he sucks.
He's in Key West right now. Screw that guy.
I hate him.
But anyways, I'm Jonathan.
I'm Ethan.
Have a great evening.